Overview the potential modification or the modification that a lot of companies have been using to the apartment load. So we're going to show and demonstrate the loading procedure. Before we start, we are going to start with 400 feet of dead loaded 2.5 loaded in the flat load. Right at the 350 mark, we're going to put a large loop in here for deploying purposes, and I'll explain that later in the video. So let's go ahead and put a loop in. We'll finish loading our 2.5. We're going to end up with a total of 500 feet of 2.5. The last 100 feet are going to be loaded in a shoulder load to allow for more effective deployment by a 3-person engine company. At this point, they're coming to the end of their load there. They're going to put the male coupling, hold it all the way to the back of the hose bed, so we can load this next part. For this portion, we're going to show you the use of the bell reducer in lieu of the gated Y. This provides us a little bit less cumbersome appliance, and also does some things that I'll explain later in the presentation about hydraulics. It makes our things a little bit easier. So we're going to leave a little bit of a tail out on this side, and then we're going to start loading a single stack shoulder load of 100 feet of 2.5. They're coming to the end of their 100 feet, and they're going to connect the male and the female in the front now. And that'll complete the 500 feet total of 2.5-inch hose. Okay, the next part is we're going to start with a Minuteman formation load of the 1.75 inch. And they're going to load that in a single stack formation. For some of the longer hose beds, you can go about 3/4 the length of your hose bed to make it fit on your shoulder more, but you're going to have to judge that based on the length of your hose bed and the size of the personnel you're working with. Okay, when the coupling's coming now, they will connect inside the hose bed the bell reducer to the 2.5 onto the 1.75 inch, and now that makes it a continuous load. So as you can see now, we have our attack load here. So this is one shoulder load, and the second shoulder load is here, and it's easily identified because it loops back into the hose bed. So we'll shoot another separate video to demonstrate the deployment procedure for this.